What if the societal structures we've come to accept were not the only way to live? As we traverse through the early 21st century, we find ourselves woven into a complex tapestry of societal systems. These systems, predominantly hierarchical in nature, are underpinned by an ethos of competition. The race to the top, the survival of the fittest, the hustle to outdo and outshine, these are the principles that fuel our world today. But what if there was another way? What if we could reimagine and reshape the very fabric of our society? Enter anarchism and circular economy. Two concepts that may seem radical, even controversial, yet hold the potential to flip our conventional understanding of societal structures on its head. Anarchism, a political philosophy that advocates for a society devoid of hierarchies, where individuals coexist in a state of voluntary cooperation. It's a world where power is decentralized, where the rule of the many doesn't mean the oppression of the few. It's about autonomy, liberty, and mutual respect. On the other hand, we have the circular economy, an economic model that replaces the end-of-life concept with restoration and regeneration. It's about creating a closed-loop system where waste is minimized, resources are maximized, and sustainability is the cornerstone. These two concepts, though seemingly disparate, share a common thread: a vision of a society that values cooperation over competition, sustainability over short-term gains, and mutual respect over dominance. But why are we even talking about these ideas? Because we're standing at a critical juncture in our history. A juncture where we need to question, challenge, and reimagine the systems that govern our lives. It's time to question the status quo. It's time to explore alternatives. It's time to delve into the world of anarchism and circular economy. So let's take a step back from the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. Let's peel back the layers of our societal systems, and let's embark on a journey of exploration and discovery. A journey into the heart of anarchism and circular economy. It's time to question and explore alternatives. Let's delve into the world of anarchism and circular economy. Nature, in its intrinsic form, mirrors the principles of anarchism. Let's delve into the heart of a forest, where every organism from the towering trees to the tiny fungi plays a vital role in maintaining a healthy ecosystem. This is not a realm of power struggle, but a symphony of interdependence and cooperation. A fallen tree, for instance, doesn't merely decompose. It becomes a nurturing ground for fungi and insects, and eventually it enriches the soil, aiding the growth of new life. This cyclical process of giving and taking mirrors the principles of anarchism, where every individual contributes to the collective well-being. In the depths of the ocean, we find another compelling example. Coral reefs, those vibrant underwater cities, are home to thousands of species. Here, fish and coral live in symbiosis, each benefiting from the other's existence. The fish gain shelter and food, while the coral receive protection and crucial nutrients. This reciprocity, this mutual aid, is the essence of anarchism, where cooperation trumps competition. Even in the animal kingdom, we see examples of collective decision-making, a cornerstone of anarchism. Honeybees, for instance, make decisions as a group when choosing a new hive location. Every bee gets a vote, and the most popular site wins. This democratic process, devoid of hierarchy, reflects anarchist ideals of egalitarianism and consensus. So you see, the principles of anarchism are not alien constructs, but are deeply ingrained in the natural world. These principles champion mutual aid, cooperation, and cyclical processes that ensure the survival and prosperity of all. They stand in stark contrast to the competitive, hierarchical systems often seen in human societies. As we continue this exploration, remember that these natural examples are not perfect parallels, but they do offer illuminating insights into how anarchist principles might function in practice. They remind us that competition and hierarchy are not the only ways to organize our world. Nature embodies the spirit of anarchism, emphasizing cooperation and mutual aid over competition. And so we are prompted to ponder, what if we as a society embrace these principles too? In the battle between mutual aid and competition, which emerges victorious? This question poses a significant deliberation in the realm of anarchism. Mutual aid, the voluntary exchange of resources and services for mutual benefit, is often considered the social glue of anarchism. Mutual aid, in its purest form, is about cooperation and reciprocity, It's about lending a hand to your neighbor when they're in need, knowing that they do the same for you. It's about creating a community where everyone looks out for each other, where the success of one is the success of all. This is the crux of anarchism, a system where power and resources are decentralized and everyone has an equal say and equal access. Contrast this with competition, a driving force in our current capitalist system. Competition, by its very nature, creates winners and losers. It fosters a culture of scarcity, where resources are hoarded and success is achieved at the expense of others. It's a game of survival of the fittest, where the strong thrive while the weak are left behind. Competition also has its limitations. It can lead to resource waste and environmental degradation, as businesses race to outdo each other without considering the long-term consequences. It can also lead to social inequality, as wealth and power become concentrated in the hands of a few. But in a system anchored on mutual aid, everyone has a stake in the well-being of their community. Resources are shared and recycled, reducing waste and environmental impact. Power is decentralized, promoting social equality. Cooperation, not competition, becomes the driving force. Mutual aid also fosters a sense of community and camaraderie. It brings people together, creating bonds of trust and understanding. It encourages us to see the humanity in each other, to recognize that our fates are intertwined, that we are stronger together than we are apart. So, in the battle between mutual aid and competition, mutual aid emerges victorious. Not because it's the easier path, but because it's the one that leads to a more equitable, sustainable, and compassionate world. Mutual aid fosters a sense of community and cooperation, proving its superiority over competition. The circular economy is not just a concept, but a reality in the making. The term might sound like it's straight from a textbook, but the circular economy is already breathing life into the world around us. From the largest industries to the smallest local businesses, a shift is taking place. A shift from the linear take-make-waste model to a more sustainable circular model. Consider the story of Interface, a global commercial flooring company. They have committed to becoming carbon neutral, using materials that can be recycled or composted. By actively choosing to repurpose waste, they have not only reduced their environmental footprint, but also sparked innovation and created new job opportunities. Then there's the case of Loop, a global circular shopping platform. Loop partners with brands to offer everyday items in reusable packaging. Once you've used up the product, Loop collects, cleans, and refills the containers, creating a seamless cycle of use and reuse. These pioneering examples are proof that the circular economy isn't a distant dream. It's happening right now. But the impact of the circular economy extends beyond environmental sustainability. It's also about creating a more equitable society. It's about ensuring that resources are shared more fairly, and that everyone has access to the goods and services they need. The circular economy can help bridge the gap between the haves and have-nots, between those who can afford to waste and those who can't. It promotes a model where everyone benefits from the cycle of use and reuse, where the value of products and materials is maintained for as long as possible. The circular economy isn't just about recycling or reducing waste. It's a holistic approach that considers the entire life cycle of a product, from design to disposal. It seeks to redefine growth, focusing on positive society-wide benefits. In essence, the circular economy is about creating a system that is regenerative by design, a system that is sustainable, equitable, and just. The circular economy demonstrates how we can create a society that is both sustainable and just. Imagine a society based on the principles of anarchism and the circular economy, a society that is not just a dream but a possibility, a society where we don't just take, use, and discard but value the idea of giving back, of creating cycles of sustainability. In this vision, anarchism doesn't mean chaos, but rather a decentralized system where power is not concentrated in the hands of a few, but distributed equitably among all. It's a society where mutual aid and cooperation triumph over competition, where the needs of many take precedence over the wants of a few. The circular economy complements this vision, bringing into focus the idea that our resources are not infinite. It encourages us to rethink our consumption habits, to reduce, reuse, and recycle, to ensure that nothing goes to waste. It's about creating a system where economic growth does not come at the expense of our environment. Together, these principles could create a society where every individual has a voice, where every action contributes to the greater good, where sustainability is not just an afterthought, but the driving force behind our decisions. This vision may seem distant, perhaps even unattainable, but remember, every journey begins with a single step, and the first step towards this new future is to start imagining it. A shift towards anarchism and a circular economy could pave the way for a brighter, more sustainable future. As we wrap up, let's ponder on the essence of our discussion. We've journeyed through concepts of anarchism and circular economy, highlighting their harmonious relationship. We've seen nature's examples of cooperation and sustainability and how they reflect anarchist principles. We've contrasted mutual aid with competition and explored real-world implementations of circular economy. With these ideas, we envision a future that is sustainable and cooperative. It's time to rethink our societal structures and envision a world that values cooperation and sustainability over competition and exploitation.